They've tried everything to crash my videos. Again, another one did not upload, so this is going to be very quick. The percentage sign, right? Is this the percentage sign, the way they write it? 6 and 9. If you spin it around as the percentage sign, this would go 6, and this line would say 9. At the same time, 6 and 9 automatically says 8. 9 of one world, 8 to connect the two worlds, 7 will be the key on both of them, something that makes sure that this S will touch both sides. This is your 7 of two worlds. So this is more than 6. Here's your 7 inside. If it was the train, this would be the record player on the top, one on the bottom, one on the top. Okay? This over here, 3, 9, 6. This brings the light. If there's too much light, it folds. This is the fleur-de-lis. Okay? It might light up also. I don't know how the elements work, but we're an electric company and a plumbing station. Okay? These are the two basic designs. My computers are not uploading. They're always doing something different. Chaldean. Okay? FGH835. IJ 1 and 1. Q1 R2 S3 T4 UVW 666 XYZ 517, where Oz is 7 and 5, O and Z together. The delayed AC switch. Why are we so potent with AC? Because AC has two levels. If you actually take a look, the C card and the 3 dice both have an ace position. The ace position also takes up position number 14 in the game of Warren and poker. 1 and 4 equals 5. Therefore, the ace is in the 5, and the ace is in the 14th position, which is the N letter. So now you have the N in the DNA, which makes up A and N, with the ace making up your DNA, and the band dandy that connects the piano keys inside Chaldean, which is a department of the walls or the strings or the drums and the hammers inside the piano. Now, I can't really explain it any more than in a story of what I see, so you have to partake in just understanding that, wow, look at that. Is that possible? So you have to come up with your own resume, because on coming up on the thought of your thinking of your own resume, of all the millions and billions of people in the world, if my word gets out for one to think, then how many can create one easy answer at the end? That's it. Billions to one question for one easy answer. Whatever that answer is, it shall be. And when we all look at it, we'll all say, wow! But only one had it, and he shared it with all. The delayed LED switch. The other things we have to remember is 10 Jack Queen King is also 38. Forget about the 10. You know why? Because some cards, I saw a deck of cards with a T instead of the 0. But there's also the French deck of cards, which goes 422, which is 4-4. The Queen is number 17, but they have the Dame. 10 in French is a D. Queen in French is a D. J in French is a V, but it's in the D family. 4, 4, 4, 9. I, 9. Okay? D, 22, 26, 30, and R is 48. 48 in the French cards, 37 on the roulette wheel. Nibiru reverse, 37, 74. 111 the Twin Towers. Here the ace walks at 14. Ace turns into 42. Plus 5, ace becomes 42, plus 5 is time. This is your universal number. I had 41 before. Plus 6 equals 47, but that's man and area, because that's Monopoly. 5 times 6, 5 plus 6 equals 30, and 11 equals 41, plus give a 0 for the 6, exactly to 36. But if you take that 0 and make it 15 and add the 1 at 16 equals 7. So that means I would have 7 from 56. 56 would equal to the 7 now, in which 42, in which how did we get 42, will equal to the 6, will equal to the 5, but 42 plus 6, no, plus 5 equals 47. Because the E letter in the E family, I don't remember exactly how this whole conversation started, but it's because of the E family. And don't forget, AD equals to E, because the A gives the naught. You see, A, B, C, D, okay, equals 10. The ace goes inside the 4, in which the 4 is 2 parts of 2 coming from the cube. But inside the 2 world, 2 parts of 2 actually will spread out the 2 parts of 2. Instead of having 2 in the center, it'll be 2 to the left, 2 to the right, and B is in between because it's the stick to each corner. Where are you going? I'm going to the corner. They don't ask you along the boards. Whereabouts along the boards? I'm going to the left corner in the visitor zone. That's it. Did you know that on the eye chart it says detergent is Detroit? So anyways, we came back with number 42. Where did we get that 42 from? Wow, what I like to know. 42, 24 is X, 86 is man's mind. Oh yes, I remember. It was the 4 dots and it was the 2 dots. Individual worlds. Individual worlds. You see the divided sign above and below? Well, now I have to restructure my number system to understand what it means above and below. So we worked out the ace. The other thing I wanted to show you with the ace in numbers comes out to 38 plus the 10 is 58. Then I went to the 1 ace, because the ace is 1, it becomes 59. The Einstein theory's got a straight. But if you got a straight, 59, what you have to do is add on, is it in red or is it in black? A 59 straight is 29. Add 29, 99 is 18, and 1 is 6, 8, 88. So if he gets a black straight, he ends up with 88. If he gets a red straight, he ends up with 86. 86 is Neptune and 6 man. You're alive and on this planet. That's what this gives you. Disregard this. This is if I took the ace and used it as a value as 14 over 58. Number 1. Number 1. Is that what they call it? Q and Jack were both number 1. King was number 2, but it doesn't matter. The king is the 11th card. The 11th letter in the alphabet. 1 and 1 is 2. The T changes to a 4, or the T should be a 2, but it doesn't matter. Because now if the T changes for a 4, that 0 only duplicates its own world. It becomes a 2. I'm going to have to end this. The one thing I wanted to show you, the difference between 6 and 9, here's the biggest difference. It's all about the tail. Okay, it's all about the tail. Here's the 6 and here's the 9. This is what happens. When I draw into this 9, okay, I start here, I go all the way around, and I go down, and I finish the bottom of the tail. But when I draw the 6, I start at the top of the tail, and I come all the way around. I don't draw my 6 this way, I draw my 6 this way. I don't draw my 9 this way, I draw my 9 this way. So you end at the tail with 9, and you begin on the tail in 6. You begin on the tail in 6, and then the tail on 9. Unless you go from here up. Pretend these 2 zeros were here already. You go from here up, and you go from here down. Here you go down to the left. Here you go up to the right. What does this actually do? Do I put an eye over here and then tell you it's a bird's beak that's wrapped around this? Is it an anteater? What do we use as this? If I made this a little bit bigger. Do you think we have yin and yang inside of there? Maybe if I move this up over here, but they're at extreme distances. Anyways, that's what I wanted to show you. 15 balls go in here inside the game of pool. It equals to 120. Do you see these lines? This is your tic-tac-toe game. 1, 2, 3 in between the line. Okay? 1, 2 on the line. This equals 5. And if you do it the opposite way, it'll equal 5 again. 5 and 5 is 10 for your fingers. Then you go 11. Then you go 12. Now you have the whole game of 12. Now you count. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. It's supposed to be 36 if I counted right. Not only that, now there's a number in each box. If the numbers total out to 45 plus 36, that it added to, 36 and 45 is 81. 81 equals to a part in time that we are in right now, and Venus. The last thing I wanted to mention is LXXV, 1 and 1 in Roman numerals is 2. Okay, this would be, well, 2 cents, but our $2 and $1, and our change. Did anybody know that 77 times 3 is 231? Now, I'm not going to tell you what everything means. Does anybody know when we add up these numbers, I get to the number of the sun? If you want to see what numbers I'm adding up, it's 70, 80, 88. This is the dollar bills that used to be in your pocket. These are the dollar bills that used to be in your pocket in Roman numerals. They all tell their own story. The only reason I'm coming on to tell you this is I just want to try and whoever is interested to know that super question is life real? How was it created? Where did it come from? I'm showing you that every word, that every sentence, every thought that you make is all off of a vibration. It's all off of previous knowledge and coordinate knowledge inside a computer system, because the numbers are so perfect, no man can ever build this system. So knowing that there is a real matrix, you know that there's an afterlife, and you can sigh a relief saying, great, now I'll be the greatest guy in the world because there's another life. And I don't want anything to be taken away, because you do prepare for the next life. Once you realize there's another life, and once you realize that honesty is the only way, kind and graciousness is the only way, then you will know the way. It's been 4 days since I'm still waiting for my modem. They are having a huge election here. In one of the elections, they'll sell our oil. In the other one, they'll sell our water. But at the end, we'll be bought out. Nothing will be us. They'll have so many pieces of, they're not allowed to come here from anywhere else unless they bring with a system that nobody else can do. So they'll bring them in from other countries by the drones, until eventually this whole place is like taken over. It's all getting a little crazy. I see it now. Right now. That's right here in Quebec. She wants to separate us. Isn't that like... You understand? This is all from 1976, 1973. I don't know what else there is. Another thing is that box I showed you. This box that I didn't actually detail the whole thing at the end. Says Mars, Mercury, Venus, Pluto. 4 and 9. Without creating the dog pound creates an empty space. The dog pound creates an empty space in the center. That space is the 9 lives of the cat. If that space is the 9 lives of the cat, what actually happens inside that space is what happens inside the pound, inside each of the numbers. Does it go in or does it go out? Is it part of our eye? Is it part of our eye? Does it go at the end of our nose? Is it the dartboard? Have you ever looked at the dartboard? 50 and 25 in the center is 75. There are 20 numbers. There are 22 positions with the dots. There are another 40 positions. There's a total of 62 areas in darts, the Queen's board. If you get it in the center for both positions, you end up with a total of 75. 75, okay, in the positions of 20 equals to 3.75 if I'm correct. It equals to 3.75. 3.75 is the magnum. It's also part of the Idaho numbers. It's also part of the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is the size of the moon. Why do I say that? Divide 75 by 2. But the way 75 is actually created, it's created in the roulette board. If you look up French roulette, you will see there's an area called orphelin. It'll have a total of 75 and 5 numbers, giving a 25 average. Okay? 25 that goes into 375 is actually 12, is actually 15. There's another area on the board that says 57, which is 19 times 3. And that's 5775 in the Hebrew cycle we are in right now of the 19 leap years cycles. And I have to look that up, the 19 leap year. And so we had 375. So now what we actually get, that when we use the actual 20 numbers in roulette for this, it equals to 20 times this equals to this. So it equals perfectly to this value, and this is half of this. That if this was 2 circles, each of the circles will be 37.5. Okay? But if we had 3 circles, each circle would be 25 each. But the second circle will get to have a piece, okay? The middle circle will get to have a piece of both circles. So it has a piece of both circles. Normally, Now we have to remember, I'm not a mathematician, so I calculate in understanding terms to the way I did it. That this here has to come just before the center to bring its law of averages here to greater than this. You see one space of the eye is greater than the other? What area space is this? And what area space is that, so I can understand in your language? But based in my language, I'm going to show this as half. Okay, well, it's not half. I should only be taking 1/4 of 25, and I should be taking up 1/4 of 25. 1/4 of 25 is 6.25, and 6.25 is 12.50 is 37.5. And I just showed you on the last page. Well, I showed you on the last page that cutting that 3 circles in half will get you 37.5 times 2 will give you 75 in the center of the dartboard. Just see the P letter. See the letters here. Could be the imagination. Free parking. Okay, now there's a question to where free parking is. Can we get free parking inside here? The lines of a baseball, the yin and the yang. I'm just showing up a couple of pictures I did. I don't know if my videos came up. But there was one other picture I wanted to show. Area 1. Do you see 1 anywhere? There's 1 right over here. Okay, you turn it to the side, it becomes a 3. Now don't forget, I'm not going anywhere with this, I'm just talking. Did I show you the rabbit? This is the rabbit. Because he has his legs in the back and his front paws in the front, and he hops over and he keeps making a dot. 2 eyes and a nose, 11, 11, 11. He dots his front feet, he drags his back legs. He's got his tail right over here. CB codes, tail codes. The word September, B-E-R, has a greater meaning to it. Putting 2 zeros together in the word fools. Do you see this over here? Do you see this over here? See the baseball? See what happens to the stripes and why it happens? You have to zigzag it in order to go forward. If you just keep winding around, you'll do the same space. So you have to stitch it a little bit different. This says fool. Fool or fools. To live is to love is to laugh. I wanted to show you one more thing. I'd love to learn Greek, I'd love to learn Spanish. I'm quite sure I've shown you this page already, right? Well, there's a cat in the room sticking her paws underneath the door. Did you ever get to see this? 72 degrees outside expansion, inside expansion, area 6. 6 by 6 is 360. 5 by 72, 132 is the total. 44, 44, 44, 33, 33, 33, 33. 132, is that what it was? Is that what I said? 360, 5 times 72, 6 by 60, and then inside here this space, I don't know how this space works, but it also tells a story. Language ties, number ties, the clock. 12 o'clock is 3 o'clock, 3, 6, 3, 9, 39, 36, 63, 93, whichever way you want. It's all talking about Las Vegas anyways. We showed you how 8 became 8, right? We talked about how 8 is 8. Did we talk about how 8 is 8? There's something missing. I'm not sure where it is. 2014. Did I tell you about the place where I was working? Is the address there is 2401, and it used to be 2402. So I have 42 and I have 41. I have both 56 and whatever brings, 14. 3 times 14 equals to 42. Plus 5. I have to figure out, oh yeah, plus 5, right. 3 times 14, because the original number is 1, 4, plus the 1, 4. 3 times 1, 4, 3.14 pi. Right, okay, Raphael 7286, thank you for watching this video.